All right, guys, welcome back to the Truthers Podcast. Today we have a very special guest. This is actually my high school bully. Guys, give it up for my former high school bully. Somehow
What's up?
She made it on into LA, and now we're shooting a podcast in my van.
How crazy is that, bro?
It's crazy, dude. Say what's up to Angela Bogatai, dude.
What's up, everybody?
Dude, yeah, that is pretty crazy. Because you were my bully, bro.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Just for a short period of time.
Well, I mean, you did kind of like threaten to beat me up, guys. This girl right here threatened to beat me up.
I don't even remember the reason, I'll be honest.
You don't remember the reason?
No, not at all, dude.
How do you not remember the reason?
Oh, it's about someone.
Right. You know, we'll use fake names.
Okay. Nancy.
Okay, so Nancy
and Rachel.
Nancy and Rachel.
Yeah.
I like how we both know who Nancy and Rachel are also, you know?
All right. I mean, basically, I don't even remember what the fucking, like, rumor was, to be honest. I'll give you that. But, like, this is the dumbest fucking shit ever. Like, fucking, I remember that, though, on the corner. And it was.
I remember everything by heart, bro.
You do?
Dude, that was probably the scariest moment of my life. Guys,
I'm sorry about that.
This lesbian female was my
I'm sorry.
was my nightmare in high school because she
Damn, I was that bad?
No, you weren't that bad. But like,
I know
here's how bad.
Okay.
Here's how bad it was. It was actually you were we were cool in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I met Angela through a friend who was like smoking weed. Now me, I was a good kid who didn't do anything bad.
Little good guy.
Didn't want to harm a fly, scared of the world. And then one day my friend introduced me to Angela. Like this
what?
badass fucking tracksuit wearing bitch fucking Angela. And I was like, damn, dude, why does she have bigger balls than me, dude? Like, what? And then she's like rolling up a joint, and I'm like, dude, they smoke weed, dude? And I was in 9th grade, so I couldn't do that.
Crazy, bruh.
And then, yeah, and then that whole thing with Rachel and Nancy happened. So you don't remember anything?
I remember on the corner, yeah. I remember that shit.
I want to know what your perspective was, and then I want to give them the real perspective.
The perspective I remember, all right, I'll give you that. We're on the corner, and someone else is there as well, if you remember, right? We'll go with George.
Oh, there was way more than George.
I know. But
we'll just bring Bill, Kevin, all of you guys surrounded me, bro.
Hey, I'm sorry.
All right.
But hey, okay. Anyways.
Long story short, I mean, she's gonna tell you, but like they try to jump me, or they maybe did.
No. That was not the intention.
Okay, let's hear then what it was.
All right,
it was the intention.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay. All right. So, so basically, we're on the corner, and you know, everybody comes up, and we're all surrounding you, and then I don't even remember the fucking reason, but I know it was about Nancy and Rachel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And Rachel.
And you know, it's always fucking dumb shit. Shit with that. I'm not gonna lie, but fucking.
And you fell for their shit.
I did, and that was fucking dumb as shit of me.
They manipulated you.
I will fucking
trying to beat the shit out of me.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And I can't hit Angela, even if my puny, skinny little bitch ass high school guy wanted to. There's no way I could hit Angela and get away with it. Like,
I agree with you, especially given it was on the corner of the fucking school too, bro.
Dude, yeah, and then like, cause at the end of the day, like yeah, that. But then it's like you can't hit a girl even if she's more manly than you are. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it has to come to that, it has to come to that.
Hey, if you hit me first, then
if I was you, I would have fucking punched it. I would have beat the shit out of me. Fuck.
Dude, if I was listening to Eminem back then as much as I do now, I would.
You'd have been like, fuck you.
I would have beat women from day one. All right, you want to go ahead?
Domestic violence.
Sorry. Okay. You want to let us know?
All right, so basically we're standing on the corner, you know, gang up on you a little bit. and we're just telling you, we're just fucking saying a bunch of shit. Like, I don't even remember, to be honest, but the one thing I remember, we told you to walk across the fucking street while the cars were going. There's like at least 4 or 5 lanes of fucking busy ass traffic going through the lanes, and we told them walk across the street while all those cars were going. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna agree. That's a dickish fucking thing to do. I'm not gonna lie, it was a really fucking dickish thing to do.
You know what though? Is that your whole story?
Yeah, that I can remember.
That's all false.
No.
Oh yeah, that's true in the end. But it's not a dickish thing to do in perspective to everything else that happened that day. So here's okay.
I want to hear because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember much. I don't remember much of fucking high school, to be fucking honest.
Right.
But explain to me. I want to hear because I'm interested.
I'm gonna tell you everything from like the start to finish because long story short, I was 100% sure that I was gonna die.
What the fuck?
I thought that I was gonna get killed, and that feeling of like potential death and waking up scared to die every single day scared the shit out of me. Not because of you guys. I wasn't that scared of you guys killing me. I was scared of Nancy's brother and like her brothers and her family.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
They tried to.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, they really.
Damn, that was so fucking coming back. That's crazy. I totally forgot about that.
It was. I felt like I was like in my prime. Like, yeah, dude. All these girls trying to fuck.
I remember that too.
Kill me.
That's crazy, bro. You were everywhere. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I thought I was the shit, bro. And then you guys really put me in like check. Damn. But you didn't checkmate me because I got away with that shit. Here's the question to consider as I tell the story is how badly did they beat the shit out of me, and then I'll explain how badly. At the end. So it all started with my friend. I'm gonna name him because like I don't care, because he's a homeboy. His name is Amir. We both were like, that's how I met Angela, and we would like get high in his garage, and like he introduced me to all like the Mexicans, like the Mexican friends and the gang, folks. And we were all kind of like hanging out together, and then one day, Rachel likes all his posts, and then they start talking, but then they stop talking, and then we go, and then one day I'm hanging out with Amir, and then Rachel texts Amir saying, "Hey, me and Nancy are in the area. You guys want to hang out?" Amir invites them to the garage, so it's me, Amir, Rachel, and Nancy, and we're all in the garage smoking, and mid hangout, me and Amir realized that both of us are trying to go for Rachel. And Nancy's in the corner like, what about me, bitches? Like, and then Rachel is like, and then me and Amir like kind of like subconsciously like fighting.
Yeah.
So eventually, I'm not proud of this. I totally destroyed the bro code. It was like my first girl like that was like feel the interest that was actually attractive, and I was like, all right, dude. Sorry, Amir. And I ended up going with her. And things were all good until she didn't live in the area, so we were kind of like, oh, like it didn't really like last too long.
Yeah.
But we were like talking together for a while. I think like a little over a month. And then she like it didn't work out in the end.
Yeah.
And we would continue to hang out, and I noticed that since I took Rachel, Amir started getting really close with Nancy, and they started really like touching each other in the garage and stuff. But now that
damn, bro, that sounds like fucking like some pedophile shit, like touching her in the garage and shit, bro. Dude. Like, fuck.
Dude, and she was 6, so like it was so fucked up. Like,
damn, bro, I might have to fucking call up.
Dude,
cops right now.
But she was a really cute 6-year-old. Yeah. No, she was in 6. She was 16, I think. I don't know.
Hey, we were all minors at the time. Don't worry about it.
Okay, we're all in the same grade.
Yeah,
okay,
don't worry about it.
So she was like, okay, how do we like she's touched, like they're getting closer, but then she starts doing stuff with me now. And now we're in the garage and she's like doing things in the garage with me and I'm doing things with her. And then eventually now we're starting to talk. And now Amir.
Damn, you're tossing shit.
Amir didn't want to be friends with me after the whole Rachel thing, but he forgave me. But then once this whole Nancy thing, he was done, dude.
I remember
He
now.
was done.
You're bringing back my memory of
dude.
that shit,
like,
dude.
He like Amir
I remember that.
I lost a friendship. My best friend.
You don't talk to him no more?
I mean, now we do. We're over that shit. But like, I lost a friendship over two girls that like didn't
dumb as shit.
Didn't matter, bro. They didn't matter, and I lost a friendship. So Amir now he's like against me. The one guy, my Jew, was against me, and I was like, and the Jews we got to stick together, right? But like we were like in a fusion. So here's where it all starts going downhill. Long story short, me and Nancy are going out. We're having fun, getting crazy, and every single time she's always like, "What are we? What are we?" And I'm always like, "Dude, not like we're just like fucking we're just having fun.
Yeah,
like let's just leave it there." And she kept like wanting more, and then her dad walked in on us one time, and like, no, not while we were doing it.
I know.
He gave me like this talk, like, "Hey, fool, my daughter, my treasure." You don't hurt my daughter, okay? Understand? Comprendo? I'm like, comprende. I think I totally messed up the Spanish verbiage there. Comprende, fool? And I was like, comprendo, amigo. Don't call me amigo, little man. So I ended up like getting away from that. And eventually like I realized like I don't want her like she was getting kind of too much, like too needy. So I cut things off. And that really like that's where it all started. So that's where it started going downhill. So I cut her off.
Yeah.
And she just turns into someone I should have expected. She had all my hoodies and she kept them. And then by the way, I won't get into it, but her next boyfriend literally like I'll tell I don't even want to talk about it. Okay. I think you know. I don't
know.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I might.
I might say it. I might say it later after this.
If you bring it up, I'll probably remember it. At the moment, I don't.
What they did together was like probably it was sad. Like it was really, really sad. So she had my hoodies and she would kind of like post on the internet pretending like we're still together. And that was really
That's fucking weird as shit, bro.
So I made a post calling her like crazy and saying that we're not together.
Yeah.
And then she, like, that's when it all kind of like the rumors started to spread. She started telling you shit about like false claims that I've made about you, false claims that I made about all the other like
everyone in the whole fucking friend group and shit.
And then it just all started adding up. And then you guys all just wanted to find me and beat the shit out of me.
I remember that, dude. And we fucking came to McDonald's too.
I'm gonna get there. That was the first wave of holy shit, I'm gonna die. I cried in my car that night, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. Dude, I want to give you a hug, bro. I'm sorry. I love you, bro.
I know. I love you too, Angela. I cried in my car that day. Like, okay, look. So that day, Amir is like not with me anymore. Everyone's against me, right? And I'm like alone. All right, like I lost all my friends.
You're like, fuck, dude. I'm like in survival mode right now. Like, fuck.
Single day, survival mode. And so here's what happens. I leave, and like we finish school, but now I need to go to summer school. All you guys are in summer school.
Was I in summer school too?
I think.
Yeah.
And my friend group that I was hanging out with was like about 100 feet away from your friend group. And every single day at brunch.
What, did we fucking just stare at you?
Stand there and stare at me the whole fucking time.
I don't remember that, but shit.
The whole time. Were you also in summer school?
I was in summer school 1 year, but I don't remember what year. I think it was...
It was after sophomore year.
I think it was after sophomore year, maybe. Going into junior year, because I needed to get my shit straight.
Right.
I fucking dropped out.
Right before COVID, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think so.
And that time frame, that was like the scariest time of my life, that summer. Because you guys were always trying to like find me. And then she started releasing text messages of her conversation with her brothers that said, and I quote,
You remember? Shit.
not word by word, but it said like I'm gonna like ain't the first time I carve a motherfucker up, so I ain't gonna flinch when I'm doing it. And she's like, yes, like cut him. And then he's like, I'm gonna carve. And then there was another text message of him saying, I'm gonna carve our family name into his arm so that he never forgets us. And I was like, bro, no.
Yo, you're like, damn, bro. I gotta get the fuck
dude.
out of here.
Dude, there's no way I could like spend the rest of my life walking around with like Hernandez on my fucking arm. Like, meaning, oh, what's that? Is that like your family? No, it's my psychotic ex-girlfriend's brother just decided to cut their name in my arm. Like, oh, were you suicidal? Did you cut yourself? No, no, I wasn't suicidal. Just psychopath girlfriend. Anyways, so long story short, we go to I'm in the car. I mean, I show these text messages to people. They're all like, call the cops, and I'm like, nah, like, I'm too scared to call the cops. Next thing you know, now I see them at my house. Like I see, like I'm alone. I'm home alone with my little sister, and I see, and I'm getting ready to go to McDonald's.
Who was out there?
It was actually your group. It was
I
you.
there?
Yeah, it was you, Alan. Oh shit, never mind. Scratch that. It was you, Billy Bob, Joel, Doritos. Your
Doritos,
group.
Locos, and Tacos, bro. Straight up.
Exactly. And you guys were all just waiting by the door of my house. And I was home alone. And I was getting ready to go to McDonald's because that's where I was working. And I see you guys, and I literally like, first thing I do, I run to my little sister because she's the only one home. I'm like, look, I have to go. But whatever you do, do not open the door to anybody. She's like, guy, what's going on?
She's scared too, bro.
Yeah, she's like, what's going on?
Sorry,
and I'm like, just don't open the door, okay? And she's like, what's happening? And I'm like, Maya, just don't open the door. And I wait for you guys to leave, and I'm already late for work. And as soon as you guys start walking towards the like Panama Park, or like the park like around the street from my house, I literally get in my car and I book it. And as I'm driving away, I see you guys like start like running like back towards it or something, like towards my street. And then I don't know what happened from there, but you guys got in a car or something, or you took an Uber. I don't know what you did.
I remember now.
Mhm.
Fucking, I don't know who was telling us shit. Someone was telling us shit. Someone was a snitch, bro.
Amir was probably the mole, dude.
Someone was a snitch. I don't remember though, but I remember we were waiting at Panama Park and something happened where I think someone told us that like you were at the park or some fucking shit like that.
Mhm.
And then we chilled over there a little bit. We didn't see nothing. So then we ended up hearing that you were like at McDonald's at work, and we're like, oh, all right. And we, you know, us being fucking none of us had a fucking driver's license at all at that time. We were all fucking like on bikes and scooters and skateboards.
Yeah,
and shit, you know what I mean? So like we all ordered Uber. It was a good like 5 of us, maybe 4 or 5.
You took an Uber to beat me up? That's the saddest shit. Let's beat the fuck out of this dude, bro. Let's fuck him up. All right, dude. Who's getting the Uber X, dude? Who's putting?
Honestly, bro.
Are we splitting it $4 each?
I'm not gonna lie. I think I bought it. I'm not gonna lie.
You paid for that shit? You paid $15.
To come to fucking McDonald's.
beat
No,
up
you know what's
a
funny?
Jew.
Actually, you know what's funny? You want to hear?
Didn't.
You want to hear? You want to hear? It's
All right,
even more
what?
funny, and you're gonna fucking reek on me even more about it.
What?
We went to the wrong McDonald's, bro. We went to the wrong fucking McDonald's. If I remember, we went to. It's this one. Okay, it's this one. Which one did you work at? You worked at.
I worked at the one on Augustine Drive, which was like by Mercado. I worked at the one on the other side of town.
Yes. Okay, I remember now.
You
I remember.
idiots.
Yeah, we went to one. I don't remember. I think it was like fucking. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was like somewhere in Santa Clara and shit like that. But it was like a good. It was like we ended up walking to the other fucking McDonald's basically, and it took us maybe like 15, 20 minutes maybe, but we walked across by the Great America where the freeway is right across the street from Mercado. So you know where Mercado is, and it's like right across the street of the freeway.
Yeah.
We're on that side. We walked all the way through there, and we were walking past, and fucking We walked all the way to the fucking other McDonald's because we fucking went to the wrong one. And I was like, bro, I'm not getting into the fucking Uber. Like, the fuck? And then we made it there. And then someone told us that you were in the fucking drive-thru window. I remember now. You were in the drive-thru window. And so we were like, fuck it, we're going to go up to the fucking drive-thru window. We didn't have no fucking plan.
Well, what are you going to do?
No fucking idea,
You know what I can
bro.
do? I can just go like this.
I know.
Close the window.
No fucking idea, bro.
Bye-bye.
We were just fucking going there. Honestly,
Problem
I'm gonna
solved.
fucking say this again. This was the dumbest fucking shit I have ever fucking
But you don't
done.
understand
One
how
of the
much- how
dumbest
scared it
fucking
was.
things. Yes, one of the fucking dumbest things I've done in my entire fucking life. Fucking when I was younger and shit. But anyways, we got to the fucking drive-through window, and I think your manager, someone saw us, or you probably told your
No,
manager.
my manager saw you guys.
And then she ended up she didn't call. I think she called somebody maybe.
I can tell you the story from our side, but I
But
want to hear this.
I think she called somebody, but I remember that we panicked for some reason, and we ran to the other fucking side of the street to like a parking garage, and it was like a business that worked there. We were hiding up there at the very top, where we're looking down. You don't know this.
I don't.
I know you don't because you didn't see where we went. You guys didn't see where the fuck we went. We fucking dipped. We dipped the fuck out of there. And we went to this parking garage across the street, and we were looking down, just watching what was happening to see if the cops were coming or whatever. I think the cops did come, actually. And then when we see something, I remember we seen something, we did, because then also the dude, there was like a security guard with the business of the parking garage we were at that came up to us and said we couldn't be there and shit like that. So we had to kind of fucking leave. So we tried to just get out of there without being seen at all. So we just fucking did. But then, like, I remember fucking everyone was like freaking out, like, oh shit, like there's a camera there, like what if they fucking do this and that, blah blah blah, like what if they call the cops on us and they got our faces on camera and all that. I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck, you know, like it is what it fucking is. But and then after that, I think we all just fucking we did whatever. I don't remember what we did, but we did fucking whatever. But I want to hear your fucking side of this shit, dude.
You guys were mobbing, bro. There was like 10 of you guys there or something.
There was a fucking cool handful of us.
Yeah, you guys all like. My question is, what would you have done if you got your hands on me at that McDonald's? Would you have all beat the shit out of me?
Not honestly.
Because why else would you take an Uber?
I'm gonna tell you this. Given the time frame it was for me, at least, I don't know about everyone else. I don't have any say about anyone else. Whatever the fuck they want to do, whatever they want to do. For me, I was just fucking, like you said, they fucking manipulated me, and I agree with you. They fucking did, and like I fucking honestly went with the dumbest fucking shit ever, just like off, which was fucking stupid. But I was in that point in my life where I didn't give a shit about nothing. So whatever the fuck I did, I didn't really care what I did. If that makes sense, like if I fucking killed somebody, I killed somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was just me at that. I know that was just me at that fucking point in time. I didn't give a fuck about shit. I'm not gonna fuck. I mean,
by the way, if you want to say.
Oh, my bad.
No, because after I edit this, it's gonna be like a pain in the ass to edit all that. It's gonna be like fucking. It's gonna sound like pops.
But like honestly, I don't know what the fuck we were gonna do. I don't know at all. We had no plan going up to that window. That's all I remember. And
it seemed like this. You guys, look, you drop money on an Uber, right? Let me tell you like something about like dudes. The only time a dude will like drop money on an Uber X is either after a flight or if he's about to get some pussy. All right? Flight, not fight. All right?
no.
So you guys took an Uber to with no plan.
No, yeah.
If you take an Uber, you're trying to get some pussy. You know what I mean? So if you guys took an Uber, like, just to be like, hey, guy, what you did in there was not cool. Those rumors we're hearing about us, stop it. Like, that's not what you came there to do. Like hey, like, but now you're saying if I had to beat someone up, I'll do it. Like, I was young. Like, if I had to kill someone, I'll kill him. I didn't know I was young.
I mean, I wouldn't kill
just-
someone, probably.
You would have killed me and been like, all right, dude, let's go smoke a joint. Like,
Nah, I mean, honestly, I don't remember what the fuck the plan was or what we were gonna do, but
well, on
whatever
my end,
happened was gonna happen.
Well, you guys created some fear in me that.
Oh wait, hold on, one more thing.
Yeah.
I remember also too was that, someone else you remember there. I'm just gonna say, but don't put that in. But like, someone else was there, and that was when they were going through that point in time of their own shit. Remember what like being in and out of fucking jail and shit, or not jail, but juvie and shit like that, you know. So like he was in, you know, doing whatever the fuck drugs he was doing type of shit. So, you know, he didn't give a fuck about anything. You know, remember that? You remember? So I remember he was there too. So given that, you know, he was fucking the same way, and like I know that he didn't give a fuck what he was gonna do. Like if he fucking wanted to, knowing him, he would have jumped through that fucking window.
He was the one I was scared of the most.
Really?
Yeah, because I'll tell you
at the time I would have.
My perspective. Here's how it is from my point of view. I see a bunch of dudes out, and I'm thinking like, and I thought I saw like objects in your hands. So I thought you guys had knives. So in my brain, I was like, okay, so these guys are here to kill me. You know what I mean? And there was a point where she actually sent her brothers to my house with like
that was never fucking any of us, dude.
Right, and I didn't even know how she would have found me or how and I didn't know if they had I didn't know what was going on, but I didn't report any of this to the police. Like I was like, that's the last thing I want to do right now is like get the police involved.
Yeah.
Even though my parents wanted like me to, because when they found out about this, like they found out about this the day at McDonald's.
Oh really? How?
Because I was so scared that I fucking called them to tell them like, look, I'm in danger right now.
They're like what?
Like they were my parents were scared shitless, dude. Like they were the most like you guys fucked up my family. No, I'm
sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
No. Do not apologize. This is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. This whole fucking experience. It actually made me so much more like a human.
You're welcome, bro.
Thank you for making me human.
Where's my payment now?
I'll pay you in strands of hair.
Fuck it, I'll clone you once you get famous.
You're gonna be famous. We're gonna be famous. You know why? Because we're gonna bury dead bodies in people's backyards.
We're gonna be like Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, like we're gonna bury like we're gonna go to the cemeteries and like take bodies out and then bury them in people's backyards, specifically with like dog owners, and then like dogs will like pull the body out of the mud, and then the owners will be like, ah, and they'll call the cops. And then they had to like go through this whole questioning process, like how'd the body get there? And they're like, we don't know. And then now, because the owner of that house is like a race that's below the like that is disrespected by the police. Now they're doing jail time for no reason, and that's why we'll be famous.
I'm fucking lost. Shit, dog.
All right. But let's go back to the whole McDonald's thing.
All right.
So you guys pull up to McDonald's, and this is how it looked like for me. So I think that I made it out away from you guys. I think I'm safe in my eyes. And then my manager walks up to me, and she's like, "Guy, there's a group of like 13 kids outside saying they're looking for you. Do you know who they are?" And me and her run to the cameras, and I look at the cameras, and I just see all of you guys standing outside, and my boss just sees me like panicked, and she's like, "Guy, who are these people?" And I'm like, she's like, "Guy, who are these people?" And I'm like saying that like Courage the Cowardly Dog, like. She's like, "Guy, who are these people?" And then she's starting to jump to conclusions on her own. She's like, "Are you in a gang, Guy?" And I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, she's like, "Guy, is this drug related? Like, are you like dealing drugs or something?" And I'm just like, "No, I swear." Like they're trying. Like, and I said the worst thing you could probably say to a manager on your first week on the job. By the way, no, they're trying to kill me.
Oh my
manager God. Goes like this. She's like, if these kids don't go, like if these people don't leave in the next 2 minutes, I'm calling the police. And my coworkers go to school with us, like Lem and Dylan, so like they're also there. And Lem finds everything funny. So he's like, dude, these guys are such that they're gonna beat the shit out of you. And I'm like, dude, it's not funny. And he sees me crying, and he's like, dude, chill out. It's funny. It's hilarious. And I'm like, it's not funny then. And then. So now I have to like get rid of you guys, right? So I go to the door and I see Amir. He's in the front of your whole group thing. I'm getting phone calls from Amir this whole time. Guy, come outside. We just want to talk to you. Come outside, Guy. let's just talk to you. And from Amir's point of view, I asked him if he would have beat me up. He said yes.
Really?
Yeah, they were you like I don't know if you were, but they were planning on beating me up.
When
guy,
was
we
it?
just want to talk to you.
Come outside when? When was it?
At McDonald's. You guys were like calling me and telling me to come outside. So I go outside, but I don't go outside. I open the door like very slightly. I'm like, and I like peek my head out and I'm like, my manager said if you guys come inside, she's gonna call the police in 2 minutes. So you guys better go. Just close the door. And then that's why you guys were panicking. Obviously, I didn't sound like a 4-year-old, but I was like my manager said. I was like that fucking tattletale kid. Hey, Miss Ann said that if you guys call me stupid again, she's gonna call the principal. And I slammed the door, and then you guys all left. And I was like, and I was scared because then like I started getting like text threats from you guys, and when I didn't.
Why didn't you just fucking block the numbers, bro?
You know what's crazy? I was too scared to, because I thought that if I block your numbers, I'd have a lack of information now.
That makes
you know
sense.
what I mean?
That makes sense.
Like I'd be like I wouldn't be aware of what's going on, and I was kind of like playing
Like
mental
I gotta
chess.
think this shit's smart, bro.
I was playing mental chess, but out of fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, I gotta play it smart, but like they can literally beat like the shit out of me. So, but it wasn't that I was making these moves wisely. I was making them all out of fear, and I'll tell you why. The next day when we were this is when it all started getting to the fight. The next day when we were in summer school, you guys were mugging me down again, but this time I knew that like you guys were ruthless because you literally came from McDonald's. So I started leaving, and I started going to class, and the bell rang. And Chris calls me on Instagram. Fuck, I have to change the name. And James calls me on Instagram. And the right thing to do would have been to just hang up the phone and go to class.
Yes.
I answered that phone, and the conversation we had was probably the dumbest conversation I could have possibly let it go to.
What was it?
So James calls me and he's like, "Hey guy, hey, how you doing, man?" "I'm doing pretty good. How are you?" "Oh, I'm doing great, bro. Yeah, man. I was thinking we should hang out. Like, you know, we should really like talk, bro. I think we need to have a conversation." And I go, "No, I think I don't really have anything to say." Yeah. No, it's all good. So maybe we could just play some basketball. You want to play some basketball, guy? And I'm like, "No, I'm not really good at basketball." "Yeah, we should go play basketball. You know what? Let's meet at the courts right now, at the basketball courts, and then we can like talk and play basketball. Like, let's 1-on-1, you know?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, then in my head I'm thinking, are we friends now? Like, are we friends? Like, am I friends with this guy now? Like, are we like, cause that's cool, you know? Like, I'm down to be friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I mean, like, the bell just rang, and like, he's like, "Oh, don't worry about that." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta get to class." He's like, "Oh, no, don't worry about class. Let's just go play basketball." And then I just go, "Okay." And I just start going to the fucking basketball courts like an idiot. And halfway there, I realize I like it finally clicks. Like, the fear finally like dissipates a little, and my brain is just like, wait a minute. I'm not really going there to play basketball, am I? And then he's in like waiting at the courts, and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's gonna beat the shit out of me, and they're probably all there. And then I turn around and go to class like I should have like 5 minutes ago, and I'm in class like, holy shit. So then since then it was kind of like a free for all, and I literally would like hide. I'd go to class, hide, and I'd leave, and I'd go and I'd walk home, and I had to walk home, which was the scariest part. Like, that walk home was like the time when like I was most vulnerable because there was no school, no teachers, no protection, nothing. I didn't carry a knife, gun. It was just me.
I mean,
now,
none of us carried a fucking knife or a gun.
Right, yeah, you're right. No,
I mean, at least,
as much as we know.
At least I know.
So I finally one day, and this is where it all ends. One day, I'm in summer school and I have my hoodie on. The bell rings. I'm like, on my way home. As soon as the bell rings, I book it. I'm already walking home. I get to the crosswalk where the light thing is. I press the button and I start walking down the crosswalk, and I'm like, I made it. I'm off school grounds. Another day in summer school that I didn't get my ass beat. and there's only like 6 days left. I can make it for another 6 days. As I'm going through the crosswalk, I turn around and I just see 11 dudes and Angela running towards me. One of them's on a fucking like little bike.
Oh, that was
I'm
gonna say it was
Adam.
It was Adam. It was Adam's cousin.
It was, oh wow, dude, yeah. So all of you guys start running towards me and I'm like, in my head, this is how I'm thinking. Well, this is it. Like, it's the end. I'm gonna die now. Like, I'm gonna die. But then my other brain turned on and I'm like, you know what? You're not gonna die. You're not even, like, but it was such a, like, contradicting thoughts. Like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna live? And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me right now. And you guys surround me in a circle. I see Nancy holding a phone, recording the whole thing.
Oh my God, dude. I wonder who has that video still.
Uh-huh. I know. I asked you for it one time. I deleted that shit everywhere, I remember.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Adam puts his, and you see me walking through the crosswalk with all the cars honking at me and shit in that video, but James puts his arm around me. And like he like tugs me. And he's like, oh, look who we found.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Adam, he didn't give a shit either about what the fuck he did.
Yeah, I know. Obviously. No. They were like, they knew what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And then James like takes my AirPod out of my ear and like puts it on the ground. And I'm like, I'm listening to music. And I try to reach back and put it back in my ear.
Like, sir, what the fuck?
And as I'm reaching back to like pick it up, because like I literally was so nonchalant for someone who was like scared. Like that's kind of like how I reacted to it. I literally tried to pick it up and he's like, no. And he like brings me back up. And then you guys are all like, so you want to talk shit? We finally found you, huh? You thought you could hide forever? You fucking can't. Like we're gonna beat the shit out of you now. And then I'm like, and then this is the conclusion it all got to. You're all threatening me. You're in my face. You think you can talk shit and get away with it, huh, guy? You think you can talk shit and get away with it? Tell me why I shouldn't beat the fuck out of you right now. And then Adam gets in my face. Tell me, you want me to beat the shit out of you? You want me to beat the shit out of you? And I go, no.
I think I remember what he says. I think I remember what he says.
You're going to remember as soon as I say it right now.
I think I remember.
You're going to remember it as soon as I say it right now.
I think I remember
word for word. I go, no, I really don't want you to beat the shit out of me. Tell me why I shouldn't beat the shit out of you right now. Well, school's right there. We're on an intersection. There's not a lot of room for the fight. There's a lot of cars going around so they can call the police. There's not really any room here for you to beat the shit out of me. And then he like says something about like being a smart ass. Like, oh, you want to be a smart ass, and this is like all being like recorded and shit. And then he's like I'm gonna punch you in the face right now. Like, and then he kept asking me, why shouldn't I punch you in the face? I'm like, is this a guessing game or a fist fight? I don't understand. Like, are we playing Jeopardy? Like, why, like, fist fight for 100? Why shouldn't I punch you in the face right now? Like, that's what was going on right now. Like, he was just asking me questions. So I go, like, she's like, do you want me to punch you in the face? And I go, no. And then he goes, okay. And then he looks around at all you guys, like, looks around. It looks like you guys have all this planned out and shit. And you guys look at each other and you're like, okay. Say you're a bitch. Come on, guy. Say you're a bitch. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, no fucking way I'm getting out of this. No way I'm getting out of this by just saying I'm a bitch. There's no way that all of this...
You're like, hell yeah, bro.
No, exactly. No way that all this accumulated, like all this fear and fear of death that I've been experiencing for the past month and a half is all going to end right here by me saying I'm a bitch. There's no way. But I can't let you guys know how easy it was for me to say I'm a bitch, because if you find out that it was so easy for me to say I'm a bitch, like, I'm a bitch, then like... You're gonna be like, okay, we need more. Like, we need.
Like, I had to make it convincing, bro.
Now say you're a pussy, like, you know, like convince. And then, like, if I said I was a bitch too quickly, then you guys want to beat me. So now I'm like, okay, I have to like make them work for it. Like, I have to make them earn it.
I think you were like, I'm a bitch, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So I go, nah, bro, nah, like anything but that. Like, I'd rather you punch me. And then he's like, say you're a bitch right now. And I go, nah, dude, I'm counting to 5, and you guys like counted. If you don't say you're a bitch, by the time I finish counting to 5, I'm gonna punch you in the face. He goes 5. I'm like, nah, dude. 4, dude, no. 3, bro. And come on, no, don't do this, man. Don't make me do it. 2, please, bro. 1, all right, fine. I'm a bitch. Say it with your chest.
I remember that.
Say it with your chest, bruh. I'm a bitch. Say it with your chest. I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm a pussy ass
right,
bitch. And I break that shit. Yeah, exactly. All right. Now get the fuck out of here. And then I go, well, I can't because there's moving traffic and they're all moving. I can't really leave right now. So we're all kind of standing there together and nothing is happening. The video is still recording and the whole conflict and resolution has dropped and ended. The video's not interesting anymore on her end. Like, there's nothing exciting happening. You guys are looking at each other kind of confused. It's like, what the hell are we all gonna do? Bro? We're all gonna just like stand there, wait for the crosswalk together. like we all kind of like finished off. Like, you're letting me go, and then we're like, all right, guys, like, no more fight. Okay, all walk in the same direction. Like, hey, all right, we're gonna let you go, and then we all just walk home together. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. You know. So you guys realize now, like, well, it looks kind of stupid that we're all kind of standing here on the crosswalk. So then like, you're like, all right, now go, like go right now. And then I'm like, well, I can't because of traffic. What? And now you come in. You're like, walk right now before I change my mind. And like, you like came up to my face, like stepping close to me. And I'm like, but the traffic. And then all you guys start walking closer to me again. And you're like,
I think we give you a little nudge too, like push you, like,
you give me like a little shove. And you're like, go right now before we change our minds and beat the shit out of you. So I go, fuck, all right. And I just start walking in a moving traffic. Dude, cars are coming to like stopping in the middle of the intersection. It's like everyone's honking at me. And I'm just like, sorry. Like, just like walking through the crosswalk. Like in my head, I'm outside.
You're like, bro, if I didn't die with this, I'm going to die with this shit right here.
Yes. I'm like, dude, these guys are going to like, if like these guys didn't kill me, but these cars are going to kill me. But what was really going on in my head, like while I was going like, sorry, was like, dude, no way I'm free. Like it was such a moment of yes, like I feel like it was happiness. It was like, I'm gonna live. Like, I was happy to be alive, and I got through the crosswalk, and you guys recorded the whole thing and the whole walk. Like, you bitch ass, you bitch, yeah, you pussy, you bitch. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a bitch, I'm a pussy, but I'm clean as fuck. Like, I have no bruises, no marks. I'll be the bitch if there's no marks on my face. And I walk on the other side of the crosswalk, and I walk all the way home. The biggest smile on my face, and I'm like, those fucking potatoes, dog. Like, but like it was dude, that was like one of the craziest things that happened in high school. Like, that was like it could have gone worse, because like when I was in the car and I called my parents and I told them that I'm gonna get killed, they were like so scared. They were, I want to call the cops. We're gonna do this. Yeah. We're gonna like, and you need to call the cops, guy. You need to protect yourself. And I'm like, nah. Like, this is street life, ma. Like, like, you don't understand.
Ma, I live that life. I live that life.
Yeah, I live that life, mom. The streets of Silicon Valley need me. All right, middle class white women and Indian people need me, mom. Like, they need me to protect these streets, fool. All right. It was more like, they need me to protect these streets, fool. Like, like I was telling her, and then that day it was like peace, but there was still summer school, and then Nancy got a new boyfriend. She's still wearing my hoodies, so it didn't make sense to me because I wanted them back, and instead of giving them back to me, she and her boyfriend would come on them.
That ass.
That was so sad to me.
I didn't know that, but that's fucking weird as shit, bro.
They would cut them up together and make like origami out of it. Like, they would like cut them up and like do like little arts and crafts with my hoodies, and like, all right, this one needs glue. like all right, hey, let's make a castle. Let's make this one's gray and this one's purple, and that's the colors. So let's make like a kingdom out of it. And then like, all right, I'm gonna cut this part, and then like, oh, but these two need to go together. Do you have glue? I got you. like, and they cummed all over them. They cummed on my hoodies, and now in their eyes it was kind of like, yeah, this is disrespectful. Like, we're cool, but in my eyes it was like, dude, your relationship is so sad.
That is
That, like
sad.
on the dude's end, I'm looking at the guy's end. You're such a sad human being that you're, instead of like starting a new relationship with your new girlfriend, you're literally like keeping her ex on her mind and like helping her like get back at him.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fucking weird.
Like
That's
you're
weird.
like they're like hanging out. Like, all right, which jacket should we come on today? Like like which jacket should we cut up and rip up like of your ex boyfriends? Like if I had a girl and she just got over a relationship, like first of all, I want to first find out that like it's just me and her, because I want us to focus on us. But it was like, how do you be in a relationship where the entire focus is like on the ex?
Yeah, like what the fuck.
Like your relationship right now, like if she was always talking about her ex and like she's like, hey Angela, let's go jizz on my fucking.
I would have broke up with you like that, bro.
Right. So this is how that ended. One day I'm in the bathroom and I pass this guy in the halls and he's always like making like he's trying to like make like, I always think we're gonna like make looks at each other and like one day we're gonna fight, and I wanted to fight him, but he never looked at me. He would kind of like always like look in the corner and look away, you know?
He was a bitch.
Yeah, he was more of a bitch than I was, you know? And then one day I was in the bathroom, probably like smoking a wax pen. And then he walks in the bathroom with one of my hoodies cut up, sperm all over it. And he goes,
At school
in his hand, and he walks up to me and goes, hey man, I think this is yours. And he throws it at me and then just walks away immediately, like trying to like avoid any conflict that might lead to. And I hold it up and I just see this, my old hoodie that I used to wear all the time and gave her is cut up and covered in jizz. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever held. I'm gonna frame it on my wall. Like
You're like, look, it's on the fucking side of my van right now, bro.
yeah, it is. It's in my van actually. No, dude, I was like, this is like, it made me feel so important. I'm like, damn, this dude took the time out of his day to jizz on my clothes.
Bro, he put his kids on your clothes.
He took time out of his day to nut on fabric that belonged to me, you know, and cut it up. Like, you had to pull a pair of scissors and like really actively make an effort to do everything that you did.
Honestly.
And
I wonder how long it took for him to fucking, come on your fucking shit.
Yeah, because he had to think about me, huh?
Right.
Like he had to.
Dude, who's thinking about you?
Damn, bro.
That?
He had that.
Oh, wait.
Was there some underlying thing happening in that relationship between them, dog?
That's fucking weird.
I don't even want to get into that. Just because like it would make me sound like very arrogant. Everyone's trying to fuck now, right? But that's kind of how everything ended right there. Like the moment I got that hoodie, that's when I was like, all right, it's all over pretty much. Like it's like this is all the conflict that there once was like resolved with the sperm of this guy on my hoodie. And since then I just went to the gym every single day and just bossed the fuck up. And like COVID happened and I was like, all right, dude. My sister died and I was like, all right, dude, like shit just started, like real life shit was happening. And I was like, all right, dude. And I look back and I was like, that was a pussy, and everything that ever happened in the past is like not who I am anymore.
You're like, it's my turn to boss up, bro.
Yeah, kind of. So did you, bro.
Well, still in that process. I mean, I'm always still gonna be in that process.
Why do you think that?
I'm never gonna stop growing. I want to learn more. I'm continuing to learn more.
But you don't think you're a boss?
I definitely am a boss, but I'm my own boss.
Don't you work
on my own
Chick-fil-A?
terms? Yeah.
I'm my own boss.
I am my own boss.
Right under my manager. I'm playing. But yeah, dude, that's dope.
Nah, bro. I'm about to get my manager to pay
Chick-fil-A
me.
Sandwiches.
I'm about to get my manager to pay me soon, bro.
Promotion.
He's having me actually make some clothing for the fucking place there. Yeah, it's pretty fucking
You're making
dope.
clothing for who?
For my place.
Nice.
Chick-fil-A. It's pretty fucking dope.
Wow.
My manager, he said he'd buy it. Boss, big boss. He said he'd buy it. All that shit.
In bulk.
Fuck yeah.
Make them order, bro.
Hell yeah.
Make them expensive.
There's at least like 80 people that work there. So fucking.
What do you mean it's gonna say Chick-fil-A on it, or?
So basically, like Saturdays we have shirts, like regular T-shirts and shit like that like we wear, like, because we have to wear wear chef coats and shit in the kitchen, at least for like us and shit like that. And then like people in the front have to wear just like other type of fucking like more dressier up kind of shirts. It's more of like a fucking, you know, it has to be like
my pleasure, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I don't say, actually, bro, dude, I actually do say my pleasure. I'm like,
you say my pleasure?
Only at work.
Imagine you saying my pleasure.
Only at work. Honestly, I caught myself a couple times though outside. I held the door for someone, right? And they're like, thank you. I'm like, my pleasure. I'm like,
you probably like have like the most like resentment saying that you're like my pleasure.
I'm like, bro, dude. I'm like, fuck, dude.
My pleasure, dog.
Work's embedded in me now. Like. I gotta get out of there, bro.
You're like in regular public, just like
all I hear is like chicken. I'm like, I gotta get out of there, bro. I'll get out of there. Don't worry. We all gonna boss up. We all gonna boss up.
Dude, one time I dated a girl who worked at Chick-fil-A, and I told her, and I remember the day I told her I love her. I was like, I love you, and she was like, my pleasure. And I was like, dog.
You Chick-fil-A working ass.
You Chick-fil-A ass bitch. My pleasure. You open the door for, dude. That's crazy. Like they make you like this polite piece of shit. You don't want to say my pleasure. I bet when someone says thank you to you, you're
they have like a whole script of like how to communicate with like a person coming up in like a drive-through. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't even say like how may I help you. You can't say how may I help you.
What do you say?
You say I don't even remember.
I'm so excited to help you today, sir.
No, it's like what can I? Not even what can I do for you, like. What can I? Not even. What can I get? For
how can I pleasurably be of your service?
Yeah, like, pretty much, dude.
How can I make you make me say my pleasure as much as possible, sir? I'd like to order a chicken sandwich. My pleasure. And can I get it with a soda? My pleasure. What type of soda would you like? Fanta. My pleasure. Would you? My pleasure. My pleasure. Your pleasure. I don't know whose pleasure.
Everyone's
Do you
pleasure.
Want to pleasure me? You put out your like pulls out his dick. Pleasure me, sir. Like it'll be my pleasure. Pleasure, please.
No, like if you're going to the drive-through Chick-fil-A and you wanted to get your dick sucked, bro, they'd probably suck your dick. I'm not gonna lie.
Would you like to pleasure me, ma'am? My pleasure.
My pleasure.
How is the stroke? It is pleasuresome. It is my pleasure, sir. Pleasure, dude. It's like all pleasure, dude. But there's no real pleasure there. You know what I mean? Like no one's actually pleased. You know what I mean? Like,
no, dude. Like especially the place I work. I'm not gonna lie. Like I work in Westlake Village. It's like all these rich ass people, but they're all like dickheads. Makes sense.
So I have a question then. What if someone doesn't say my pleasure?
At least in the front, then if like a manager up front catches it, then they'll come. You won't get in trouble. They'll just be like, oh, you know, like
they'll correct you.
Yeah, you have to do this and that. With me, I'm in the kitchen, bro. I don't gotta. You can say that if you want. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Dude,
but
that's
like
so much power for the customer. Like you can literally destroy this person's life at Chick-fil-A, and I've done that. And I'll be at the front, and I'll be like, thank you for nothing. Just like thank you. My pleasure. How can I take your order? Thank you.
Bro, the one time they don't say it, you're like, where's my pleasure? Like, where's the my pleasure?
I had a very polite woman. Like, she was like a polite type of person. So I literally made it my duty to see how many times I can literally get her to say my pleasure before she like slits my throat. So I would literally say it. As soon as I got to the front, I was like, thank you. She's like, my pleasure. How can I help you today, sir? Thank you. My pleasure. Can I take your order? Yeah, just give me 1 second. Thank you. My pleasure, sir.
How many times can you make the guy say my pleasure?
Huh?
How many times can you make the guy say my pleasure?
So many times. Like, can I get a blah blah blah, please? My pleasure.
Bro, you should try that for like a video one time. Like, just go to a Chick-fil-A drive-through and just try as many times as you can, and like see how many times
can I get? Can you get? Oh, that'll be such.
How many times can you get a Chick-fil-A employee to say my pleasure?
Oh,
that'd be fucking.
God.
I got you, bro.
Like a counter in the bottom right, and it'll be like my pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
That'd be funny.
You trying to pleasure me, bitch? My pleasure, pleasure. Do you want to pleasure my penis? Pleasure. I love pleasure. Any form of pleasure is a pleasure. I mean, if you're always having pleasure, aren't you addicted?
Maybe, but to what?
So everyone in Chick-fil-A is just addicted to thank yous. Like, but it's such a crazy thing though, that like you guys have to say something. That's what I want to do. I want to go fuck with people. Like I literally just want to go to Chick-fil-A right now and do that. I don't even want to order anything. I just want to go
fuck with people.
just want to make you say my pleasure. Like, I want, because like I need that. You know, I need the validation.
Like when I'm having a bad day, I go to Chick-fil-A. Thank you, my pleasure. Yeah. That makes me feel much better, all the time.
I mean, you work there, so
I know. I've actually talked to that to my boss and shit, but like that's what we got into with the clothing
like
and all that.
Passionate about like clothing.
I am, yeah, and that's why.
Do you shop in the men's clothing?
Yeah.
Like, do you prefer buying men's clothing than women's clothing?
Yeah, it's more comfortable. Like yeah, it's more comfortable. Like all the women's clothing for me, like don't get me wrong, people have their own like, you know, clothing styles and shit. It's just too tight, you know. I like that loose feeling because it's not me feeling like claustrophobic. Right. You know what I mean? And like yeah, exactly. Like
it's
I like
been you too.
I like all this baggy shit. You know what I mean? Like here and there, I'll wear.
Men's like the pants.
Yeah, all of it, pretty much all of it. Yeah, but like everything I buy is like all men's shit, and then anything that's like not even in store that you could buy is pretty much like all men's, because like all the clothing brands, like the smaller ones, they make it like kind of where anybody can wear it, you know what I mean? So like it's like it doesn't fit you tight, but it doesn't fit you hella big like a man's kind of. So like they have the sizing down to like a good point where like it fits anybody the right way that you want it to fit, if that makes sense. Right. You know, like I could buy a shirt that's a medium for me and it fits perfect, but this in the same shirt a guy buys that's a large, it fits perfect for him too, you know? Like it works out perfectly fine, and like it's comfortable as fuck to me, and I just find it like my style, you know? Yeah. But I see me going places with clothing for sure, because I mean, like, clothing's never gonna die. Everybody has to wear clothes. I mean, only people that ran around this earth naked was Adam and Eve, bro. Like, I don't see. I mean, it's LA. It's LA. Don't get me wrong. You might see a couple people running around fucking naked, but
everyone's actually naked.
Yeah, but you know, everybody has to wear clothes. Everybody needs clothes. So like, trying to figure that point between like art and clothing, you know?
Yeah,
like,
dude. Because clothing is art.
It is.
It's a form of self-expression.
It is.
Like, we now know who Angela is just by, like, I think before the video even started, we know you're like a lesbian.
Probably, yeah. For like, sure. For like sure.
You're the, what's the male lesbian called? Like it's like butt. Something is like, how did I forget the word? The buff, like the Borat.
Oh, the stud?
No, there's like the feminine one, and then there's like the masculine one. Butch.
Butch? I've never heard of that.
You never heard of Butch? I think that's like the man in the relationship of like a lesbian relationship, you know? Like we can tell like you run the shit in that relationship. Like you
yeah. My girlfriend would hate me if I fucking say that though. But yeah, it's true though.
Because like I mean no, but like it's, you know what, it's cool because like that's like Angela. And
I'm just the type of person that takes care of people.
Here's the thing about you though. That was you dressed like this in high school too, right?
Yeah.
Did you shop in the men's section in high school?
Yeah.
And you never felt like anything about like people judging you or anything like that?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I had my points in time, especially like my own like body dysphoria or whatever the fuck that word is, you know what I mean? But like, you know, I had my own problems with like my body shape and shit like that, but like I got kind of used to the fact where like everybody has their own body shape. Not everybody's body shape is the same, you know what I mean? And like everyone's style is the same. Whatever you like, and like, you know, you shouldn't care what anyone else fucking thinks because it's what you want to do, it's what you like. Do it, you know. If anyone wants to judge you and they have a problem with it, that's their problem. If they wanna express that opinion, they can. I don't really care, you know. I just keep going because it's cool for me. It's my style, you know. Other people around me, you know, other people say like, oh, you know, your style's cool, your style's this, you know. They like my style. Many other people like the same exact style too, like, you know.
True.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. I could say the same thing, you know, about their style if I wanted to, but like that's their style.
It's style.
That's what they like, you know. I mean, it took me a while to even find my style. I remember I went through that phase in like middle school, high school, beginning of high school, where like I went through like a hypebeast phase where like I wore all these like antisocial and like Supreme and like Bape. I mean, I didn't have any Bape. I always wanted to though, but you know, like all that hypebeast shit that I could afford at the time, and like. It was cool, but like I noticed I spent too much money on that, you know, just for like, and I got more into, that's when I was like getting more into clothing and shit. And like, I got more into the fact where like I could buy an antisocial shirt for like, at the time, like $70, $80 when like the quality of that shirt wasn't even that good. So like I got more into like the quality of the pieces and shit like that. So like the quality of this, like is this comfortable? They put time into this work. Like, and I'm paying money for the work you put into that. You know what I mean? The way the graphic of, you know, whatever your design you make looks, the quality of the piece itself. Like if it's comfortable, is it itchy? Is it like too small? Is it tight? You know.
And when you're looking in designer,
yeah.
So when you're looking into paying for expensive brands, you're not just looking for the
exactly
the logo.
Because like if you think about it, look,
part of me believes you on that, but a part of me doesn't. I feel like consciously that's what you told yourself.
No, look, I'll explain it to you.
Are you telling me there's no party that was like, okay, this is a brand, and you bought it because of how it makes you feel, which was.
I bought it how it makes me feel, but I also bought it for the fact of like a trend, if that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying.
That was going on as a trend back then. It was a trend.
Popular. It was gonna make you feel like, oh, I'm with the shit.
Exactly.
People know I'm wearing this brand, so now I feel better about myself.
Exactly. And that's how I felt. That's
what brands are.
I know. But then I got more into like.
Every jacket costs like 30 cents. Some Chinese kid made it.
Exactly.
For like nothing.
Exactly my point, dude. Like all the manufacturers that I have, that they're all based in China. Like they'll make a T-shirt, and then I could buy one T-shirt from them for like $15. Great quality, great all this. Resell it for whatever. That's how all these brands work.
Everything is just has a psychological price tag as much as it has a real price tag, and that costs not the price that like you paid for, but like the price that like you value based on the price that you paid for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you buy a ticket to my show, and you pay $5, you're paying $5 like for a ticket, then you're expecting a show valued at $5. You're expecting a $5 show, which is like probably shitty comedians, shitty room, like not good vibes, not good sound system, not a good stage. But if you pay $50 for a show, then now you value that show more and you have higher expectations for it. And when you're sitting there, you're gonna laugh more and expect more out of the show. And the only reason why you would laugh harder is because now you're valuing it more in terms of what it means to be a successful show. Like that's why I priced my shows very like strategically, because I'm not selling you a cheap, boring show. I'm selling you what I want to be one of the hottest shows in Los Angeles. So I'm gonna value it as such with the price. And the people who are willing to pay that price to get in will get in. I sold the tickets to that show that were like $35 or $50 because I know that when you come there, you're going there, you're paying for an experience, and I'm going to give you the best experience. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like one of the main things is it's all about the psychological price tags, and that's why brands work. Brands are very tribal. You know what I mean? Like what I mean by that is they create this feeling of a tribe. And because we all have this innate desire to feel included, brands give people that feeling. So when you're in high school and you're walking around and everyone's wearing this, like the new Spitfire or like the new anti-social social club, now you're going to not buy that brand because you like that brand or you believe in that brand or you know their story. You're going to buy that hoodie because you want to feel involved and you want to feel like you are there with the trends, that you know them. So like you were always wearing like brands and you were always wearing like expensive logos and stuff like that. And I noticed that. And you know what's crazy though is that even though you wore like so much male clothing, I never even noticed because that just looked like who Angela was as far as I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when was that transition where you like stopped wearing female clothing and just went like all male clothing?
I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I wore a lot of hand-me-downs, to be honest. So like, yeah. So a lot of it was always men's clothes or boys' clothes.
Like how old were you?
Young. Like honestly, my parents, I wouldn't say thrifted, but they kind of like just even bought a bunch of hand-me-downs. Like they'd buy because like they also knew it helped them save money too. Because like you buy from garage sales and stuff like that, where like, you know, baby clothes, everyone grows out of them eventually. So they're not, as long as they're not completely worn and beaten, you know, you wash them in a nice like warm bath with like Clorox, whatever, you know, and you get all the like the nasties of whatever that you can't physically see out, and then like it's brand new clothing kind of, you know what I mean? So, you know, the kid wears it for however long they're that size, and you know, my mom and my dad never just saw the point, at least my mom never saw the point of like buying brand new clothes to just get rid of them. You know, you pay like at least this day and age now too, like you buy a baby shirt that's like $20 for you to like in 2 months get rid of it.
Right.
That $20 is gone. You know what I mean? So she thought it was better like you buy a shirt from garage sale for $1. You know what I mean? Like you save money. They grow out of it eventually. You know.
So you were very young.
Yeah, very young. So like, you know, don't get me wrong, like they had the, you know, they had the occasional shit that they could find at garage sales for me that would like suit more of a girl kind of, you know, but like as I got older, you know, a lot of the stuff that would, you know, because me and my brother were 2 years apart, so like the growth kind of wasn't too far behind, and so I pretty much wore a lot of his hand-me-downs. So like I remember a bunch of like school t-shirts that he got from school, from like walkathons or whatever the fuck those were called. They ended up getting passed down to me, and then all the other shit kind of got down to me. And then I remember I started buying my own clothes when I hit middle school, because I started to want my own like kind of fashion itself, like for my own style kind of. Yeah. So I was trying to find that. I remember I started off with like, I wore shorts all the time. I actually.
Yeah, you wore basketball shorts.
Yeah, I wore basketball shorts all the time. I remember if you ask Aiden, like, because he went to elementary school with me, and we were in the same 5th grade class, and I remember him too. He was crazy too. He wore shorts all the time also.
Right.
And I think I'm not gonna lie, I think I went a little bit off him too, like the style of that, and like I paid attention to a lot of people around me, and like the style and like kind of how other things would like look on me, I guess, you know. And so I was like, oh, you know, shorts seem cool. And then that, you know, given I played basketball all the time, I wore shorts pretty much. I had a shit ton of shorts. So I pretty much wore that every day to school, you know, through winter too. I'm wearing shorts, man. But I didn't start wearing like any long pants until about 6th grade, to be honest, when I got into like joggers and stuff.
So you never even wore like female clothes?
Not really, no. It just wasn't my style. I didn't like that shit.
That's like, actually very interesting.
If you ever wanted to put me in a dress, you'll never get me in a dress. I swear to God.
So like you intrinsically...
Last time I wore a dress was my grandma's daughter. I don't even know what that was. It's like, she's not really my grandma, but like she's like a family friend grandma kind of. But I went to her wedding when I was probably like 6, and that was the last time I ever wore a dress.
So you were kind of like intrinsically, in a way, you were like unconsciously brought into that more masculine like,
I guess
look.
So, yeah.
But it's interesting because like you in high school, that kind of probably made you more like unconsciously self-aware and more aware of what fashion is and what it means and how it represents who you are and how it really expresses who you are.
Because it was definitely hard for me to like, you know, like what you said earlier, what you asked earlier, like it was definitely hard for me to kind of express that own style of mine to the public, like in public, you know what I mean?
But you
so
always
like,
did.
Yeah, I know. But like inside though, I'm like, okay, you know, there's eyes on me because I'm a girl, you know what I mean? Or at least I know I'm a girl, and like other people, because I know that I would be out in public, you know, people would of course mistake me as a boy, and like I didn't really give a shit.
People do that still?
Hell yeah, I don't really give a shit, dude. It is what it is. Like,
so
I don't
do you
really care.
prefer being a bro or a sis?
Bro.
Like as in like
yeah, honestly, I don't like super feminine shit. Like my girlfriend always catches me like, you know, I do a bunch of feminine shit, like taking care of myself, like nails wise, this, that, hair, you know, whatever. But like other shit, like names wise, like that, you know, whatever. Like it's just like that is too like girly for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like bro, bruh, what's up, homie?
We call
like,
each other bro.
Yeah.
Like when you walked in my van, I said, "What's up, dude? What's up, bro?"
That's just how it's been my whole life, to be honest.
So like if you were like, have you ever like hung out with like all girls?
Yeah.
Do you do that often or less? Because you like connect more with dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess both, to be honest. It depends. Like I've noticed recently, like too, like kind of I track like both, I guess, kind of, you know, or like I can get along with both sides equally, if that makes sense. Because like given I'm a girl, I know like the perspective of a girl's side, but I've hung out with dudes for like my entire life, so I know a pretty good perspective of their side. Not the full perspective, but a pretty good perspective. Yeah, I like that because like I feel like I have that flexibility between being able to, you know, like have friendships with both genders, you know.
Yeah, you're very fluid in that.
Yeah.
So when you are hanging out with like girls, let's say like a bunch of girly girls, and they're all like calling each other sis and whatever and shit, like, and they call you that, like, how does that make you
I remember one time, like, and this was the most like, I've never heard it too, but it was like one of them called me a girly pop. I'm like, don't ever call me that again.
A what?
Girly pop. I'm like, don't ever call me that again. That was just too much for me. But I was like,
I have a question for you that might be like too like hardcore to like answer. But so just from what it sounds like, you lived your whole life kind of like in the lifestyle as more manually, as like more of a dude, right? Like you were brought into that life. So do you feel like earlier you said like you had this kind of like epiphany. Like before I ask this question, I'll ask this. Like earlier you said you had this epiphany of like I just gotta dress the way I want to dress and be me and like and fuck whoever doesn't want to like fuck with me. I know like the eyes are on me, but like I'm just like who I am. And if someone doesn't fuck with it, then like they can look, but I'm just gonna keep like dressing the way I want to dress and that. So when was that epiphany if you've always been wearing dude clothes?
Like I've always known that. I've always known that, but it took a very long time of convincing for myself, if that makes sense. So like I've always known that like everyone has their opinions, you know what I mean? And I shouldn't really care about, and nobody should really care about anyone's opinions because that's just it. They're just opinions. It's whatever's going on inside their head, you know? And I learned that at a really young age, mostly from my mom a lot too, because, you know, she saw the way I dressed and like sometimes like, you know, the way people treated me in elementary school and stuff like that, you know, I'd come home like crying a little bit, whatever, you know, and so
like people like treated you like
mostly just because of the way I dress, you know, and like given that like I was young too, and like I guess I didn't fully understand it, you know what I mean, and like, you know, people would be like, oh, like are you a boy, are you a girl, you know, and that just kind of made me feel some type of way, I guess, just being super young and not understanding like how to, you know, react to that, I guess, but you know, she'd tell me like, you know, like they're just, you know, whatever, you know, opinions they are thinking is what opinions they're thinking, and they shouldn't matter to you.
Sheep confusion.
Yeah, and then like what
you left the herd.
What I started,
young.
Yeah, and what I started learning like more and more as I got older was like I run into people, you know, like say high school, right? Like don't get me wrong, like I took people's opinions heavily, you know, and some shit would get to me, some shit wouldn't, you know, but I went through like, I think I went through that time of depression, like a super hardcore depression during high school I probably started middle school, to be honest, because I was pretty fucking sad like the last year of middle school.
Do you feel confident and happy with who you are right now?
Definitely. I mean, I definitely feel like I have a lot more to grow for, you know what I mean? There's definitely a lot more.
But in
the
retrospect to like that depression and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Because like I got through a very hard part in my time. Like, don't get me wrong, like I kid you not, I've tried to. I swallowed a shit ton of pills before to try to fucking kill myself.
Really?
Yes.
How many pills?
Fuck, I don't even remember. But it was my mom's old fucking medication her surgery.
Were you hospitalized?
Nah, I was fine, to be honest. Like I drank a shit ton of water and I was fucking fine. I woke up the next morning.
Did you tell your parents?
Like fucking years later. It was just my mom,
Were you like ready to die right there?
Yeah, I was okay. I remember it clear as day. Like it was nighttime. This was after my mom divorced from my dad, and
wow, dude.
It was just me in the house. It was just me, my brother, and my mom. And I was up late at night, and this is when I stayed up till like fucking 3, 4 in the morning every single day. And I was up late at night just bawling my eyes out. I couldn't stop thinking of shit. Like, cause like at nighttime was like the one time where it was quiet as shit, but all my thoughts were running crazy. So like I was thinking of everything possible, and like I just was thinking hardcore, and I just couldn't stop. And like I just needed something to stop, and I didn't have any fucking weed on me or anything like that, and have shit. And I just remember that my mom recently had surgery, and that, you know, she had some pills. I was like, fuck it, like if something happened, you know. I just honestly wanted something to just take away whatever the fuck I was thinking of. And
yeah,
I ended up falling asleep. I woke up the next morning, but you know, I was pretty
relieved.
Much fine. Yeah, I was
like, is this
I was
death?
like, I'm alive. I'm alive. But yeah, I mean, like that was a really hard place, and like I remember there was just times where like I really fucking, other times besides that I really wanted to do it, but I was too much of a bitch to leave my mom and like anybody else that was in my life at the moment or anything like that. Like I couldn't
That's better. Yeah,
okay.
Keep talking.
I couldn't leave my mom, like,
yeah, that's better.
Like, cause like I was thinking like, okay, if I take these fucking pills and like wake up and like or like she wakes up and like I'm fucking dead, like what the, you know what I mean? And like, so I was just like, I can't do that to her, you know? And so I just was like, and I can't do that to myself, you know? And so I just kind of was like, I'll see.
Here.
Yeah. I was like, I'll see how it goes, you know? And like, I fought as fucking hard as I fucking could through like so many fucking tears. And like, I beat myself up a shit ton. Like, I got in trouble. I got the cops calling me a shit ton, even by my mom, just like, cause like, just the way I was, you know? Like, you can call me a crazy kid, cause I probably was a fucking crazy kid, at least to my mom, I fucking was. But like, I went through my fair share of fucking super emotional shit that I didn't know how to handle on my own, you know what I mean?
What do you think was the driver behind all that emotional shit?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I was already an angry kid from the beginning, just by itself. And I'm not even sure why. You know, I had nothing to be angry about. Like, no like family abuse shit, whatever.
You're
shit
adopted,
like that.
right?
Yeah.
Do you know your biological parents?
No, but I've heard a couple things about, you know, that, and like me and my mom, we've talked about shit as to where my anger could possibly come from. And
have you ever wanted to know who they are?
Yeah, I mean, I know at least my mom's name, my dad's name, and given I don't know who my dad is, but there's a reason behind like why I might not, and nobody else knows who he is because like at least the adoption agency I was from thinks that my mom was raped and that I was the child of that rape.
Wow. That's crazy.
And my mom and like a couple other people think that like my anger may come from like psychological things more so, and like in DNA type of shit, because she talked to
did they name you, did the mom name you Angela, or did your parents name you Angela?
My birth mom named me Angela.
Oh, okay.
But basically, no, I'm not sure.
Okay.
She just gave me that name, and my mom now is stuck with that. But the adoption agency kind of said, and there's like, you know, scientific proof behind it. We're like, given that, you know, while that was happening, you know, rape or whatever was happening, like that's a traumatic experience already in and of itself, and that can carry on into birth, because birth itself too, just like being pregnant itself too, is already stressful. So that thing that happened for you to become pregnant, those are two stressful, traumatic things that are happening.
Wow.
And then when you give birth, and also she also crossed the border with me in her stomach to give birth to me here in the U.S.
Wow.
So
you wouldn't be illegal.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly.
Like, okay, this baby's a product of rape. At least it should have a U.S. citizenship.
Right. So you know, I was fucking born here, but that's what like one theory that my mom has is like, you know, it's like more like DNA psychologically like embedded kind of with that. But like that's one reason why nobody knows who my dad is, and like, you know, nobody knows his name. Like, you know.
How does it feel to know that you might be a product of rape?
Honestly, like when I first found out, I bawled my eyes out. I bawled my fucking eyes out. But like, it's put, I guess, a different perspective in my head, like as to like why, because I had so many questions as to like why I was adopted. You know what I mean? Like, how come me out of anybody fucking else could be adopted? You know, because like my mom, my birth mom,
how am I adopted?
My birth mom had 2 other kids too, and I knew that at the time before like my mom told me that I was, you know, who I was.
Have you met those people?
No.
Okay.
But I think they were like age 6 and 8 or something like that at the time when I was born. Yeah. And at the time too, El Salvador is where my mom lived. There was a lot of gang violence and shit. And so their guess partly was like she just couldn't take care of a 3rd kid with everything else going on, with, you know, whatever she had going on for herself too.
Right.
And her best bet was just to give me a better life here in America. And that's what the adoption agency thinks.
How old were you when you were adopted?
Like a day old.
Oh, you were.
Everything was already. Everything was set before she even gave birth. Like the minute she gave birth, she spent like 2 days, and that's it. And then my birth mom went back to El Salvador. That was it.
Wow. So she crossed the border illegally to give birth to you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She's a G, bro.
And dude, if you really want to find out the true story, like behind your dad and all that, and see if everything you know is the truth, your brother and sister, like the biological ones,
I've tried to, but like I don't know their names, and that makes it a little bit harder. But like I know that, you know, that they were by me now I'm 19, so they're probably like mid to late 20s right now. So my guess too, like what I've been hoping is like a good guess, you know, that okay, maybe they know that they had another sibling that ended up in the U.S. as a young kid, and many people in those countries also know that the U.S. has better opportunities and stuff like that. So, me thinking maybe they may have come to the U.S. eventually as they got older to, like, and they live here now. Like, who knows, But that'd have to be some shit I'd have to talk to with my adoption agency. But
do a lot of people know the story about your biological parents or no?
Like friends and stuff like that? I mean, some people, only a couple people I've told and shit like that, but not many people though.
What would you do if you found out who your dad was?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to meet him, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he's a bad person?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I remember I think my mom told me there was one thing where like the reason why my bad. The reason why my mom could have gotten raped if she was because there was someone in her family, like a brother or cousin, that got into some trouble with a gang there.
Wait, is there a chance that you're a product of incestual rape?
No.
That'd be crazy.
Just hear me out. But basically, like my mom,
a child of incest. All right, no.
My birth mom's like brother or cousin or something. Someone in her family did wrong by some gang there, right? And so a lot of times to get back is you either get back at that person specifically or to family members. And given that she was a family member, they targeted her as, that guess, and the punishment, I guess, was to be raped, and like in countries like that, you're either gonna die, be raped, like anything most craziest shit that you probably wouldn't think of and you think is scary as fuck would happen in those countries. And it's terrifying. It really fucking is. But that's probably what happened to her is probably what also motivated her to not wanting me to stay there, So, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy there, and like I wouldn't really want to get to know my dad if that was the situation because,
but what about your mom? Wouldn't you want to talk to her and find out?
Yeah, I'd want to meet her for sure. Not my dad, but her for sure.
Do you think you'll ever meet your mom?
I hope so.
I really hope so. Why don't you contact the agency?
I do. I need to.
Do you have their number?
Not right now, but my mom probably fucking
you call
does.
them right now.
Hey, give me the file on my mom right now.
Find out and then call your mom on the podcast, dude. It'll be amazing. But that's an incredible story. I didn't even ask you the question I was going to ask you. We branched so far away from that. We learned a lot about you right now. And what I learned was that you were kind of grandfathered into manhood. Like you were born to become more manly in a sense. Like you were already wearing dude's clothes, like playing basketball. Like you kind of like carved into that path from the start. So what I was going to say is like, do you think that due to your childhood, like in a sense, I guess you can call it trauma or whatever it is, but your sense of self from the very beginning of your life was this always like masculine, more person. Do you think that rooted into who you are today, that if you didn't have access to that fashion sense and those clothings, that you wouldn't be this Angela that I'm looking at today? And do you think that would have maybe even had an effect on your sexuality and you wouldn't even be lesbian? Because maybe just being that more manly person your whole life, you became the Angela that you are right now.
Yeah, I definitely do.
You think it had an effect?
Like if my mom dressed me in like dresses and all this other shit when I was younger, I do feel like that would have definitely played a role in like if I would have continued to like not dress masculine or anything, or not even go in that direction at all. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with my brother. I did a bunch of I played sports and shit a lot. I played soccer and basketball when I was younger, and so like. And I played baseball too, so I did a bunch of sports that like not really a lot of girls would do, You know what I mean? But like, if my mom had dressed me in that clothing, I probably would have had a completely different style than I have today, for sure. Because I feel like I'd probably be wearing joggers, like tighter joggers, with like maybe a loose shirt and like my hair up in like a fucking different type of ponytail type of shit,
But maybe you wouldn't. Maybe it would be like totally on the other side of like the masculine, feminine. Who knows if you were like super feminine? But do you think that maybe played a role in like into manipulating your hormones? Like, is there a chance that actually influence your sexuality of being lesbian?
Probably, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because like,
'Cause I'm really trying to get
I even went through my own like shit of like, do I like girls or do I like guys? You know, and like I'm bi. I like both. At the moment, I'm dating, you know, a girl, but like, it's just like it took me a while to even figure that out for myself, or like I had to even like figure, like, given like other people or be like, oh, you know, she's a tomboy, she's this, she's that, whatever. It took me even a while to fully figure out, like, do I actually like girls, or am I just like thinking that because just how I look, that's the only people that I could like find because I don't attract men or whatever. Like, you know, like I just kind of went through this whole like thing of like, do I like women only or do I like guys, or like is it an in between thing? Like, I don't know, you know. But then, you know, I started dating my girlfriend, and that was that. You know, I didn't.
So you found like you got that answer through your current girlfriend right now?
Pretty much, yeah.
You didn't do anything lesbian before that?
Nah, not
kinda, like,
really. I
pushed it
mean, don't get
away.
me wrong. Like, there was a couple people in like high school that were already like out there as lesbian and gay and stuff like that. That like, of course, me being how I dress would come up to me, and like I remember a couple of times they like try to hit on me and shit like that. But I never went with it because I just also didn't know for myself if I even liked girls or not, because I was just
Yeah, you wouldn't know unless you tried.
yeah, exactly. But I was also like, I don't want to try because like I guess I didn't, you know, see the point, and I just didn't see me being with that person if it was to be that. So like, you know, but when I found my girlfriend, it was just like more so like different, you know. Me and her just hit it off like super easy.
Wow.
Like we just kicked it like two normal fucking people. Like there was no she's a girl, she's, you know, another girl.
Right.
Like it wasn't that. It was just us two like kicking it, chilling, you know.
And it's kind of like that fear that like prevented you from being you, like knowing who you knew you were, which was like, I might like girls and stuff. Like you wouldn't have known unless you jumped over that fear.
Pretty much, yeah.
And tried it. So it's cool because like in a sense, your whole like, not persona, but like you kind of like your repressed sexuality is a root of your taste in fashion. So it's kind of like your fashion has a big factor in your like sense of self and form of like attraction in terms of attracting people and who you like
Mhm.
like who attracts you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like your whole like your fashion sense. If you never conformed to it, you would have never been the person you are today, who Angela is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like your fashion sense created you.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely
That's
did.
the really
It definitely
interesting
did.
thing that I learned about you today is that there's more to your fashion than what you're wearing, and that it actually I'm not like, it's way too big a jump to be like your clothes made you who you are and you like your sexuality and your like gender and whatever, but like it's cool to think that it influenced you so much that let's say you lived your whole life knowing that's how you wanted to dress but didn't, and then you conformed to the norms of society and just played like the game of order and just following the sheep, then now Angela would always be like, you would have never gotten that answer of maybe I am gay, maybe I don't want to wear these clothing, and maybe I do this, and you would have been living this lie.
And that's exactly like how I was in high school. Mostly, I think, because I was afraid of that fear of like what others would say, because I wore those Adidas joggers all the time, and I remember I wore the same like 5 outfits every single fucking week. I didn't change shit. I wore the same fucking. I had like 5 different pairs of the same exact Adidas joggers. It was black, gray, navy, red, and like fucking some other color. They were the exact same ones, but just different colors. So I could wear different t-shirts with them every other day. But it was the same exact outfit, just the joggers and a t-shirt and a hoodie. That was it. Dude, but my fashion was the same. It was nothing. It was boring. It was, you know, disgusting.
No, but it was dudeish already.
Yeah, but like, I didn't jump into, there was all that fashion that I wear now is exactly what I liked at the time. But I didn't want to wear it because I was fucking nervous of what others in school would say. Like, oh, it's just school. Why is she wearing this to fucking school? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I should have just fucking worn it because that's the fashion I like. That's what I like. That's how I express myself and who I am, you know? But, and I guess it's the same thing as like, you know, being gay, but like, you know, like I wasn't even sure of who I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like if I was bi, if I was straight, whatever. But like I did know that there was something there for sure. You know, I was trying to figure that out, but I didn't want to figure that out until pretty much after high school. Or I guess I didn't really want to, I didn't have any time that I didn't have any time that I wanted to figure that out, but it just kind of happened when I found my girlfriend. Like me and her worked the same job. She was my manager.
That's funny as fuck, dude. She's the manager and she's fucking one of her workers. Oh my God. But that's funny because now I'll tell you something that you didn't know, or you probably did know this. For those of you who didn't know, which you probably should, me and Angela went to the same high school, and yeah, we definitely talked about Angela behind her back, and everyone did. And what we would say was Angela's for sure lesbian all the time. Like it was like, how does she not know? And you know what the funniest thing was, and like I wonder if you confirm or deny this, but dude. Everybody thought you were gay, all right? Like we were like, dude, Angela's a dyke for sure, dude. Like, but you always claimed that you were getting so much dick, bro. Like
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was.
You were.
I still was.
I still don't believe you, bro.
I still was, bro.
Bro, you were over the top claiming how much dick you were getting. Bro, I remember like, I would talk about this with Rachel. Like even, dude, or like Nancy. Like, you would brag.
Okay, because you want to know why? All the shit that I did, I kept it so secret. Not even Rachel and Nancy knew. Nobody fucking knew.
I was wondering why you would brag so hard about it if you were, because like if you
let's just say two people at least that okay. I slept with 3 people in senior year. Sophomore year.
Damn.
And 2 of those people went to our school.
Right.
One of them was a year older, and the other one was in the same grade. But nobody knew. Nobody knew at all because I didn't want anyone to know at all or anything like that. I just kept that shit to myself.
Yeah.
But like, nobody even in friend groups like anyone close like Rachel and Nancy. They didn't fucking know for shit. I didn't tell them anything like that. But they also knew the person too.
But you took way too much pride into it that it just seemed so fake that like I would talk to like my like the guys in our friend group and I'd be like, dude, is Angela gay? And then they'd be like, well, she claims she's straight. And then we'd be like, claims. Like,
claims.
like, yeah. Because, dude, like, that's kind of like what you were saying is that, like, you attract women probably. Like.
Yeah. I mean, I attracted, I guess in high school, it was both. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking weird, though. Because, like, it was, because I came to that conclusion, like, okay, like, I'm not going to fucking attract guys on my own, but like at the same time, like a weird way, the couple that did found me attractive. I don't know why, don't ask me, but like for myself, I don't think I'm attractive. That's just me. I think I'm fucking ugly as shit. That's just me. But
I mean, you are.
Yeah. Hey, at least I know.
No. But like, you know what's crazy though is that nobody's ugly because everybody's attractive to somebody.
True.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And like in this point, like I guess I was attractive to them, and like they were talking to me and shit like that. Yeah, and like they were talking to me and all that, and like we did whatever, you know. But like it was just how it was, and then like there was a handful of people that would like hit on me, like the girls that would hit on me and shit like that. But like I was just like, bro, like I don't fucking know. So like I just kind of kept myself.
You wouldn't know unless you tried.
Exactly, and I did with my girlfriend that I have now. See where it's at now.
Damn, that's crazy. Because that was always like the question mark around who Angela was in high school. Was like, dude, there was no way I was getting pressed by a straight girl. That a straight woman was threatening to beat me up in a group full of guys. Like, you were not like the only like girl with like a purse. They were like, you better walk through that crosswalk or I'll beat the shit out of you, okay? Like, if that was the case, I would have just been like, get out of here. But you were like one of the dudes. Like
what's up, fool?
Yeah, everyone in that circle knew that like you were like the dyke king in the group, like running shit. You know what I mean? Because like, dude, like if you fit the role of like the oppressor, like the dude who's gonna like beat the shit. So like.
I got you.
I interpreted you as a dude who was about to beat me up, but then in the back of my mind is like, okay, but she's not a dude, so she could still beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
and there's two bad things if you did. Number one, if you beat the shit out of me, I can't hit you back. And number two, if you beat the shit out of me, I just got beat up by a girl. So like, that's two L's. Like I had to somehow find a way out of that fight. But then the third L was I just walked away from a fight with a girl. Like, which I guess is like the moral thing to do, but at the same time,
You're like, either direction I turn, I'm still a pussy, bro.
I lose every fucking thing I could have done in that situation. It's like I'm looking at you like, Angela, we both know you're like bigger than me with bigger muscles and shit, and you probably have more testicle than I do. But I can't even do anything about this right now. Like I could like play rock, paper, scissors and lose, and I'd still look like I could win in rock, paper, scissors and I'd get bitched by somebody, whether it be like a feminist or like some, like there was just no winning with you. You know what I mean? So that's why there was always like this question mark of like, did I just get threatened by a straight girl who gets dick down, or did I get threatened by like a dyke who dicks down straight girls? And
both.
And I'm glad now we know it's both, but it was that's why everyone was like, dude, like, can Angela, like, because it's kind of like we wanted you to be honest and just say it.
Yeah.
Like people, because we all knew that like you were, if anything, and it was like, bro, just be you, and like we'll accept it.
Yeah.
Because like that, we can already see that in you. You know, like you manifested it for yourself. You know, so now we know the truth. But that's crazy. We learned a lot about my high school bully, dog. Like the fucking.
Hey, bro, I'm your lifetime bully. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, bro.
Don't worry about it.
No, now you're my like security guard. Like now.
Pay me with like the 2 drinks that I got for your comedy shows. I don't gotta pay for those.
I just offered you coffee and water, and you said no to both. So
I mean, I already came packed with my water, man. I keep it on me.
Okay,
but
that's good.
Coffee, I stick with weed.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
It was very interesting. Like I've known you for like 5 years, I think, and I had no idea about any of this. So
the more you learn,
the more you talk to people, the more you learn about them, the more you discover the truth, man.
True.
All right, dude.